Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric and I'm back with another reaction video. I hope you're having a great morning so far, or again, if it's afternoon for you when you're watching this, I hope you're having a great afternoon. Today what I want to do is react to Virgie Tovar again. Yes, I know, she is cringe to the max, but in this video she's talking about cake. I guess she's ranting about cake and she says, no, I won't cut you a smaller slice of cake. So for some reason she's triggered by people eating cake. I don't know, it's ridiculous to me. But if you could do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button down below, down there. Yes, please. Help us get to 3,000 subscribers. And if you're already a subscriber, please like, please comment, please share, do whatever you can to help the algorithm. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into this right now.
Hi. I'm award-winning fat activist and professional feminist killjoy Virgie Tovar.
She really went right into that introduction though, right? I'm award-winning fat activist.
And I'm here today to talk to you about an epidemic that's affecting women everywhere. It's called CRFI. If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything. Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that? A cake-related fat-phobic incident, or CRFI,
Cake-related fat-phobic incident, really? That's where we're at today? This is where we're at. Cake-related fat-phobic incident. Because someone wants a smaller piece of cake. That's fat-phobic now. You're triggering all the fat people at the party because you're watching your figure and you want a smaller piece of cake. Really?
is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse. Inevitably,
that's what I don't get about the generation today, the younger generation. It's like there is no such thing as morals anymore. There really isn't. It's like if you have a moralizing impulse, you're a horrible fat-phobic person now. Oh no, you want a smaller piece of cake because you realize that your size is becoming a problem and you want to cut down. Like, I would recommend not eating the cake. Maybe if you want to increase your CRFI, that you bring some carrots to the party. How about that?
there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some disproportionate amount of labor.
Oh no. Like, one, why don't you cut your own piece of cake? Like, is there one person that's cutting the cake and, oh, the slices are too big? And because it's a woman, like, that's even worse. That's sexist to ask a woman to cut a smaller piece of cake because, by golly, that is an inordinate amount of labor. Is this, like, ridiculous to anybody else besides me? Seriously? Oh, too much labor. Oh, no. Smaller pieces of cake. Like, how long does it take to cut normal-sized pieces of cake?
In order to accommodate their need to feel superior.
Sorry to keep pausing, like, this is not a copyright video, but wanting a smaller piece of cake makes you superior in some way? Seriously? Maybe you don't have an appetite. Maybe too much sugar is going to drive you crazy. I mean, there's other reasons why you might want a smaller piece of cake. It has nothing to do always with diet. But of course, if you're on a diet, then yeah, it's not because you think you're superior.
Let's take a look.
Can you do a little bit, just like, can you like scrape all the frosting off and cut it in half and give me 2 forks, because I'm sharing. Small, like a little bit more, like tiny, no, like less than what you're smaller, please.
Could you just cut my piece into
12 equal symmetrical little pieces and put each one into a tiny little Tupperware so that I can have a bite for each month of 2018.
Is that really what people do at parties? Like, I've never known anybody to say, can you cut it into 12 symmetrical pieces? Seriously? That doesn't happen at parties. She's over-exaggerating the effects of. Maybe she went to a party recently and she was so triggered by somebody asking for a smaller piece that she just lost her flippin' mind. It was like, I need to cover this. The CRFI is too bad in this country. I need to make a video and address it so that I can make people feel bad and, talk down their moral superiority because they want less cake. Gosh, Virgie Tovar, you are the hero that we needed. Not the one that we wanted, but you're the hero that we needed. You're saving us all.
Thanks. Smaller.
Let's take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFIs typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture.
Women are disproportionately affected by diet culture. Because you have your own individual tastes, your own individual likes. Maybe you can't handle so much frosting. Maybe you don't handle so much sugar very well. Maybe you are trying to look out for your figure. Like, the best way to solve this is to have people cut their own cake. Like, why is there one person in charge of cutting the cake for everybody? I don't get that. Like, if you had a cake at a party or at a barbecue or whatever, there's not somebody there cutting the cake for everybody. Everybody's cutting their own slice. But how is somebody wanting to eat less affecting other women? I mean, if you want a bigger slice of cake, eat a bigger slice of cake. Like, the fact that somebody wants a smaller piece should not trigger you that much. You are just being over dramatic.
Because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component. You have to show others that you are being good.
I don't know what to say right now. Because you're doing well and you're trying to do good, it's triggering the fat women who don't want to be good. So it's sexist. It's superiority. It is moralistic because you're trying to do good. Oh, this person needs to be blasted off to Mars or something. But even then, the Martians will kick her right back. So I don't want an even bigger crater in our planet than we already have just from her existence.
Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman. This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing.
No, you're not trying to keep other people in check. You're trying to keep yourself in check. Because you're trying to do right. You're trying to eat right. You're trying to diet. You're trying to look out for your figure. You know obesity has health-related complications and consequences later on. You're not trying to police other people. You're not trying to hurt other people. You're not even trying to trigger people. But if they're triggered, then that shows an emotional problem with them, not with you. Just because you want a smaller piece of cake has nothing to do with anybody else. Again, this is solved by cutting your own piece of cake as big or as small as you want.
These are the mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist.
Oh, please help me, Lord. Please bring the rapture now. Like, where's that Sodom and Gomorrah, hellfire and brimstone? Like,
CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations.
it's misogynist to want a smaller piece of cake now? Like, how many derogatory terms are you going to put on this thing now? That's what I was talking about with the whole fat phobic thing. Like they try to take something that they don't like and they add as many derogatory terms to it. Fat phobia is racist. Fat phobia is sexist. Fat phobia is phobic. Fat phobia is all these other things. And so now she's trying to place all those terms on cake, deciding to have a smaller piece of cake. It's sexist. That's whatever that word is. Misogynist. Okay. It's now she's going to say it's probably racist.
Watch how this woman demonstrates a different way to engage with cake. Thank you. No, thank you. Practice just taking the cake slice you're given, or simply saying no thanks. Don't make other people be your cake nanny, because women already have too much on their plate.
Yeah, you have plenty on your plate, Virgie Tovar. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Again, if you want a smaller piece of cake, so you're going to have to completely deny yourself or accept the cake that you're given? Like someone that doesn't have the time to just slightly smaller piece. Really?
With a sexist culture, navigating underwhelming romantic options, and an absurdly inexplicable pay gap. So remember,
What does the pay gap have to do with cake?
next time that you're on the verge of committing a CRFI, be an ally to women rather than an accomplice to patriarchy.
It's not patriarchy to want to lose weight and to be healthy.
Because, after all, patriarchy doesn't give a fuck about you, girl.
It's so rich. It's so rich. It's so rich. It's so rich. It's so rich.
It's so rich. Okay, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, I have no idea what she's on that day. Why she was so triggered by cake. This is absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea why she's this triggered over cake. Like I said, it was probably she went to a party and there was cake there and somebody asked for a smaller piece and she's like, gazooks, what am I gonna do? I need to make a video about this stat. Yeah, I don't know. I can't stand this chick. Anyways, I'm gonna let everybody go right now. It's a short video. I hope you're having a great day. God bless you all.